Okay, so this is the last video in this series. This is number 6. This goes a little bit more in depth about some settings. I'm going to talk about signatures and just some settings I would recommend changing or what they actually mean. So I'm going to go to the gearbox again on the right hand side, and I'm going to click see all settings. And there's a lot of options. There's so many things that you can choose from with Gmail. I'm going to stick to just a handful of these options. The first one that I would recommend looking at is where it says undo send. Right now it's set to 5 seconds. I honestly would bump that up to 30 seconds. So what undo send does is if I were to compose an email, and let's say I forget to attach something or forget to include someone, or I may have said something I probably shouldn't have using a work email, or just in general, like I should have probably just been like, nope, not the best manner to be able to send this email. Undo send allows you to pull that back. So I'm going to show you kind of what that looks like. Oops, sorry. Yes, it's going to tell me because I made a change. So I'm going to hit compose, and I'm going to talk to Pat. I'm going to say, here are the results from the last CFA. And if I don't send anything, let me move my little person. If I don't attach it, I'm like, oh no, I forgot to attach it. I can then hit undo and it's going to pull it right back. Patricia's never going to see the email. It's going to stay, it just stays as me, like on my side. So then I can go back and attach something. So I do recommend bringing it up to 30 seconds, only because that does give you more time to pull it back. I'm going to skip a couple of these. Default text style, this is what it looks like when you send an email. Not when you receive it, but when you send it out. So if you're someone that prefers a different font, the T's are how big you want it. So if you rather have a little bit larger font, the A's the color. I know some people prefer different colors than the black and white, but you can make those changes. Okay, so default text style is how you send emails out. The next ones I'm going to talk about. Smart Compose is kind of interesting. It's something that I know has helped me as I start typing. It uses predictive text. So it kind of, the computer or AI or however you want to call it, decides how it's like, this might be the finishing statement. Like if I type in have a, it might suggest great day. You may have seen this already turned on. And if you hit tab, you can select those words. So you can actually choose to keep this on. Personalization is actually going to learn your writing style and decide how you would finish it yourself. So these, up to you. Conversation views right there. Nudges is something that's unique to Gmail. Okay, Nudges just, I believe, came out last year. It's a newer feature. And what Nudges does is, let's say I get an important email from Dr. Moreno and I don't respond to it, and it just sits in my inbox, and Google decides, you know what, this email actually needs to be responded to, and she hasn't even looked at it, or she hasn't replied. It's been a couple of days. What Nudges is going to do is then take that email and actually pop it to the top of my inbox, and on the right hand side it's going to say like, it's been 5 days, reply question mark. Or if it's something they think you need to follow up on, same thing. After so many days, it's going to pop it to the top of your inbox, and an orange lettering on the right-hand side, it's going to say like follow up question mark. I'm still honestly debating if I like Nudges or not. It has saved me. It reminded me about an email that I forgot about. And then it's also kind of annoyed me sometimes because it's like, I've already responded to that email in a different way. It's up to you guys, but that's what Nudges is. Desktop notifications is something that if you share your computer or if you project your computer to students, I would recommend not having desktop notifications on. If you're the only one at your computer and you don't really share it and you're good to go, desktop notifications can be kind of handy because it pops up on the little pop-up option on the right-hand side that says like what your email is or who you got it from. Excuse me, and a little bit about it. I made a boo-boo when I was a teacher and turned this on, and my students, I think, saw an email, and I was like, oh, no. They don't need to know when I get emails from my principal or what's going on in the school. No. So I definitely turned it off very quickly because I learned. But yeah, that's desktop notifications. You can also choose different stars if you want different color stars. I'm going to keep going. Where it says signature, you can actually, this is where you can sign your email. I know this has come up during some of my trainings. So like, well, how do you do this? So if you hit create new, you do have to title it. So if I want to call this my daily, you can call this 123, whatever. And if I hit create, I'm then going to type in on the right hand side. People have asked, well, what information would you put in your signature? Typically, you put your name, you put your title. Some people put, if they're a teacher, they'll put the grade level subject. They'll put the school that they work at and possibly their room number. And then if they have an extension, they'll put the phone number and then the extension. Okay. Then the fun thing is you can make this as personal as you want and this or personalized as you want. So if I want to highlight this and I want to make my name very big so that people know it is from Rachel Medrano, I could change the font size. I can change the font type. Let's make it Comic Sans, one of my favorite. If I go to the A, I can change the font color and make it Robstown red. I can highlight it also if I wanted to. I can underline it. I can italicize it. Just like in word processor, I just highlighted what I wanted to change. If you want to bring over a picture, so some people like to have the cotton symbol as part of their signature or a quote or just another picture, that's the little trusty image right there. In order to use this, though, you have to do one more step. Where it says for new email use, you're going to hit this and hit daily, because if you don't check that, it's not going to save it. So you do need to hit save daily on both or whatever you titled it. And then right here where it says insert signature, I do have that checked because when I reply to an email, it's going to put my signature at the top. If I don't check that, then it actually puts the signature at the bottom. Just something I do recommend. And the last thing here, the vacation responder, is the out of office. So some people like to schedule these out. So our next big break, for example, is spring break. I'm going to put Saturday. I'm going to put that it ends on this day. I'm going to put spring break. I am on spring break and we'll return or respond, excuse me. I can't type again to your email once I return on Monday, March 15th. Some people like using out of office just to let people know, like, I'm not ignoring your emails. I'm just away from the office today, something, various reasons. But the great thing is you can schedule this to go off and on. If you made any changes back here, so I made my pretty signature and I have this lovely out of office. If I hit save changes, then all those will go. And as it's going to refresh, those are going to now start applying. So if I hit compose, my signature is now there. So that is settings. That's going a little bit deeper. This is the last video of Gmail. I hope this helps you feel comfortable with getting used to Gmail. If you run into any questions or issues, feel free to get a hold of me. Have a fabulous day. Bye, guys.